Okay. Ready to rock and roll? Just to kick it off, I thought that the guys, from going for the first week of 3 practices and then having the spring break, I thought from a physical standpoint, for the most part, our conditioning was pretty good. It showed their willingness to work while they were on spring break to keep themselves prepared for the pace of practice. I thought that for us as a staff, coming out of spring break, that there were some real key things that we wanted to focus on from a fundamental standpoint, pad level being one, especially later in practice, which was a point of emphasis for today. Our defense's ability to attack the football and to get their strip attempts to try to knock the ball out, I thought was evident today. But the quarterbacks made much quicker decisions today, which was key coming out of it. And then there's always the little things at every position group that were a main focus for today. But all in all, of a repeat of practice 1 coming in practice 4, I thought the guys really responded, and they're getting a little bit more comfortable with the tempo. They got a little bit feisty today, which is not a bad thing, which means they're not so tired that they don't have the kind of the fight in them, and that was late, which was good. But again, just like after every practice, there's plenty of stuff for us to work on, really in all 3 phases, and that's the great part of spring practice, is that we get to go look at this film as a staff. We get to visit with the players tomorrow, meet with the players, address the issues from the film, and then come back Thursday and try to fix the issues that we have, and then build upon the things that we're doing well.
Would you say the thought maybe is more from a 30,000 foot perspective or more of a microscope?
I think you have both, quite honestly. And it's a great way to set that analogy, because I think for me, there's a lot of pieces of the program that I am staring at from 30,000 feet. Just the flow of practice and the number of reps, and how much we're rotating, how much rest we're giving our guys between series when they're going. But then you get right into the one-on-one settings, and you're trying to fix the one guy's 6-inch step that he needs to take, or his hand placement on a certain play, or just the nuance of the split by the receiver that might just be a 1-yard difference, that you want to get those things fixed as well. So I think there's 2 perspectives, there's 2 views, and then the goal is to have those views and those pictures become clear from both levels, and that's how we continue to improve.
Your staff is focused on meetings and walkthroughs. Are you starting to see some of that translate out here?
Without a doubt. I think our communication is much better, especially defensively. Operating at the tempo that we're operating at offensively, I thought that our communication was much better defensively today, and they're getting some tough looks. I mean, we've put in a lot of offense and a lot of defense, and so those 2 things meshing together, it can be challenging. So I think we're really benefiting from the walkthroughs, 1 at practice, but 2, the 20 guys that can't practice right now, they're getting such valuable reps in our walkthroughs. It's huge for us.
Talk about Toa moving into left guard.
Yeah, he, we came out of the first week just thinking, this guy's got a real chance, and we aren't going to really know until we put him in there with the ones, and he's got to block Antoine Woods, or he's got to block a Hayes Pollard, and operate at that speed. And so I'm so accustomed to doing that, of putting guys in with the ones, and Toa's really responded well. We got to go look at the film. I don't know exactly how he was today. It was a lot of football, but all in all, he's a mature kid. He works at it, he studies, he prepares. And then he can translate it to practice. And I think he's really coachable, which is probably the most key point to it all, is that he's willing to take to the coaching and then apply the things that he's trying to be taught.
How's Trey Madden look so far?
I think it looks really good, really good. I thought he and Buck were both really good today. I think the style of the runs that we're having, their comfort of being in the gun a little bit more, being in the pistol a little bit more. Their vision, I think, is improving. They're anticipating some of the cuts. We saw them bounce a couple runs today. They both catch the ball very well out of the backfield. We saw that as well today too. So I think that's been good. Ty was slowed a week ago by a little bit of a tight back, and so I think he's maybe just a tick behind them as far as really grasping and feeling comfortable in the offense. But I think the run game's been good. Our pad level needs to improve as a team, but definitely in the run game offensively, our pad level needs to improve.
When you're talking about that, when you're talking about pad level, specifically, what do you?
Well, I think that good football teams can play with nice low pad level. They're not on the ground, but low man wins in football, right? And what generally occurs is when people get fatigued, they have a tendency to stand up. It's a lot harder to keep that base, to be in a really good football position. That's why we tax them as hard as we do in practice, to try to get them understanding what it's going to take physically and mentally to play with great pad level, to be in that low winning position, which is critical for any good football team. I don't care at what pace you operate at. So, and it's huge for us on both sides of the ball. It's our defensive line and linebackers understanding how critical their pad level is when they get fatigued as well. And it's easy in the first 5 plays of practice. It's hard when we're at play number 120 to maintain.
What type of opportunity does Jalen have being the only healthy scholarship guy out here at tight end?
Well, I think Jalen's performing very well. He's a guy that's a unique player in that he's good at the point of attack. He's good in the short and intermediate routes, but he sneaks up on you down the field. And we missed him, unfortunately, a couple times today down the field, but he's been doing that now through 4 practices. He's been getting behind linebackers, he's been splitting the safeties, and he's created big plays for us. And so it's a great opportunity for him. I think for him, I didn't know him from before, but he's shown me a great deal of focus and attention to detail and want to, and that's all you can really ask for as a coach, that the guy gives you that, and he's definitely done that.
The other tight end is Chris Wilson. Little surprised what he brings to the table. He's a big kid, walk up, he's getting in the mix right there.
He sure is, and the position's a little foreign to him. He did some of it last year. It's a little bit foreign to him, so every day I think is a real learning and growing experience for him, but it's not for lack of effort. I mean, the guy gives you everything he has, and I think he'll only get better. He'll only improve at it. But he's an athletic, big guy, which is what you're kind of looking for at that spot. It's just getting him comfortable playing the position, which is what we're doing every day.
It got kind of chippy at times. Is that a surprise considering you guys had an entire week off?
No. I think it's guys getting comfortable at the tempo that we're operating at. One of the keys for us is that tells me we're not going fast enough. If they feel like they have the time to yap at the guy across the ball from them, we're not snapping the ball fast enough, so we need to get better at that.
Thanks, sir.